Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Degenerates podcast. Hey, it's Mike and Tony here. We gotta go now. We're going to go do a podcast, and we're doing it with you, so come and watch. We're gonna do a good job.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of the Degenerates podcast. I'm Tony.
I'm the other one, Mike, that guy.
And we're the Degenerates podcast. And today we're talking about capitalism, I think, was what we said. Yeah.
I think so. So, like, capitalism, right?
Yeah, we said it like in passing in the last episode, and then we didn't talk about it after. So
So, I don't know, what's well, I think everybody knows my stance. So, like, what's your stance?
Well, what do you mean everybody knows your stance?
Everybody knows that I'm a super capitalist. I like capitalism. Like, it's pretty good.
How are people supposed to know that if they've never listened before?
I think I've said it before.
Yeah, but if this is their first episode that they've listened to.
For the diehard fans. Yeah, we have those, right?
Like one or two, but they don't listen to the podcast.
Alright, well, I like capitalism. What about you? What about you, Tony?
It's... Well, in Canada, we don't even... It's not really real capitalism here. It's
not like pure capitalism. Pure capitalism would actually be shitty.
It like the closest thing to pure capitalism would be America.
Currently, like to this day, yeah.
Yeah.
But pure capitalism did exist. That was like during the like Industrial Revolution or some shit, or like when trade was just starting to go up. That was pretty much pure capitalism, because like there was no worker rights. Like they were mass producing stuff. The people,
kind of like China.
Not in sweatshops and like factories.
Not as fucked up as China?
Not as fucked up as China.
Oh yeah, fuck China.
Yeah, fuck. They still got 2 Canadians, don't they?
I think so. Unless they've killed them already, they were going to execute them.
They were going to execute them?
Yeah, they were sentenced to death.
What the fuck? We can't let them get away with this. This is why. This is why. Tomorrow, when everyone goes out to vote, you can't vote Liberal. Do you know why?
Well, because they're going to send Canadians to China to get sentenced to death.
Not exactly. Justin Trudeau is the same candidate, and Justin Trudeau did nothing. Nothing.
Well, what was he supposed to do?
He was supposed to be like, hey, America, can we, like, have our Canadians back? Can you, like, let go or, like, do something with this Chinese person that we have in holding for you?
Well, if Donald Trump brought over that girl that we're holding for them, the CEO of Huawei, if Donald Trump got her brought to America, then that doesn't guarantee that that China would let those guys go.
No, exactly. So, yeah, there was another option, I remember. There's like another option. Fuck, what was it? He could have just like left it with us. Like, that's what he did.
And I think a lot of people were getting mad and saying that Donald Trump should just take her because it's only our problem because we have a treaty with them.
Exactly. And so, Justin Trudeau's a pansy, we can't do anything. So, We need other people.
Well, what would
Give
anybody
him a
else do?
chance. Give him a chance. What was it?
What would anybody else do?
Maybe, I don't know, value human life. Maybe.
Yeah, but how would they do that?
They'd fucking tell Trump, hey, like when they're meeting with Trump, because they do meet, they're like, hey, what take this person. It's causing shit for us, and we don't like it, so take it.
And so Justin Trudeau and Donald Trump
just at the
meet
very
up.
least say something about it. Confront the president. Be like, hey, you may have forgotten about this, but here we have your prisoner that we've been holding for you. So, like, I don't know. Do you want him?
There's no way that Donald Trump forgot about that.
Yeah, well, that's just to be polite. You know, you don't want to be an asshole about it. You want to be, like, polite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I'm not sure if because they may have asked Donald Trump. I don't know. I haven't been keeping it up with it, but I do remember that even after all this stuff was happening with Huawei was found to be leaking information or whatever it was, Justin Trudeau was saying that he wouldn't ban Huawei from the new 5G networks in Canada that are going up. And I think that could probably be grounds for a lot of people not to vote for him, because that could be seen as a matter of national security. Yeah. And in America, we're already saying that they weren't going to let Huawei in on the 5G networks. And then Canada was like, whatever, it doesn't affect us. Even though, as we know with like Havana syndrome, every time every time something bad happens to America, and then Justin Trudeau says, it doesn't affect us, and America takes measures to make sure it doesn't happen, then they start doing it to Canada. So...
Yeah. What's an example of that?
The Havana syndrome, I just said.
Okay. So, talking about politics again. You know, this is a pretty big thing because the election is tomorrow.
Yeah, I completely forgot that the election was tomorrow.
Once goes out. Huh?
I said I completely forgot that the election was tomorrow until you brought it up.
Yeah, but you know, because this is going up on Sunday or on Monday. On Sunday?
Well, this goes up at 12 in the morning on Monday.
Okay, so today.
Yeah.
It is election day. I already voted previously. I voted.
For Maxime Bernier.
Yeah, that guy. I voted for the People's Party of Canada. Tony is
and they're going to win.
Right? Huh?
And they're going to win.
Nope. Not
win.
In fact, I probably wouldn't want a really new party to win. I just want them to be part of the discussion. But anyways,
I can't even vote because I don't have a voter card or anything, because it's at my parents' place.
Sort of identification?
No, it's all expired, dude.
Huh?
It's all expired.
Oh my god! So you're living off the grid now. They can't sell you taxes. What's gonna happen? You just gonna live in the country?
Live in the country? Well, no, I want to get my stuff renewed. Yeah. I just can't do that right now because there's nowhere to do that in the town I live in, and I don't drive.
Oh no! Oh no! Poor Liam's stuck. Can't get a car because you don't got a license. Can't get a license because you don't have a car. Oh, no.
Exactly. And at the beginning of the year, I was asking people if they could give me, like, 8 months ago, I was asking people if they could give me a ride to get my license. And then they were saying, like, yeah. Well, it was like 10 months ago. And then we kept making dates for it, and then it never happened. I'd almost have my G2 right now if they just did it.
Yeah.
And
But can you get your G2 before it expires?
What?
Can you get your G2 before your G1 expires?
I don't have a G1.
What? Oh. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Alright. But yeah. So that's the government's problem. You know,
What?
Identification and stuff like that. But now let's turn to capitalism. You know, what's going on with capitalism? Why is capitalism better than any other system that we currently know of?
I do think that there are problems with capitalism.
Yeah.
But it is still better than anything else we've come up with yet. Yeah.
Yeah, the main reason why, what is it called? Shit. Why the Communist Manifesto, changes people so much. They're like, oh shit, I'm a communist now. The reason it does that is because it points out problems with capitalism. And then those problems are actually real problems, but then he proposes a theory that's like, oh, that's actually not... That actually wouldn't work if you think about it. And we've done it, so, we know. We know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the big problem with capitalism is that there's a bunch of poor people who don't have homes, and then there's a bunch of rich people. But the good thing about communism is that everybody's poor. Yeah, then nobody feels any better than anybody else.
You can still no. There's still a system. There's still going to be a hierarchical system.
Oh yeah, well, like the government and then the normal people.
The government and then goes to the military and stuff like that.
The military is just going to be normal people.
I don't think they were. I think the vast majority of them were, but officers and things like that.
And they were rich?
Not rich, but they had it a little better. They could lord it over all the poorer people.
Did you know that lots of people die from starvation?
Yeah. A lot of people die from starvation, but that was a lot of people, a lot of people. It was
yeah.
I forget how many. It was
and malnutrition.
At least 10 million. At least. There could have been up to 60 million people dead. Just from just from one instance of communism alone. Another instance of communism, which was Mao's communism, killed 100 million people.
Did you say Mao?
Mao.
Yeah, I know Mao. My dad used to love Mao. Not actually love him, but he loved reading about him and stuff. He had a whole bunch of books about Mao.
What was his favorite food? I wonder. What was Mao's favorite food?
Food? I'll ask my dad. He probably know.
He might. But yeah, the reason capitalism is good is because you can get stuff that other people make that you don't have to make yourself.
You can buy it because you can buy it cheap from the communist countries.
I don't know about that. I don't think that. I don't think any communist country is trading anything.
China.
China
China is the majority of our imports. That's why everything's made in China.
Is China like even really communist? If they're doing like
yes, yes, they are.
Like the inner is like the Hong Kong part isn't, which isn't really part of China, anyways.
Hong Kong isn't a part of China.
No, I think it's like its own state or some shit.
I've never heard of that.
No?
No.
Well, anyways, the reason capitalism is good is because Chinese people don't have to, because basically, whenever a capitalist country buys stuff or uses another country for stuff, the littler country gets better. Look at South Korea. That place got pretty good. It used to be really bad, but after being taken advantage of, we helped grow its economy, and now it can do stuff on its own. Now it's like has pop stars and stuff. That's like the hallmark of any great society, has pop stars.
Their pop stars can come from places that aren't very well off.
No, but South Korea is very well off.
Yeah.
But it can, yeah. Like, you could have, like, Russian clog dancers or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking
Soviet
of,
Russia.
like,
Those guys
back in, like, the 80s, they had, like, the Bollywood stuff in India.
Yeah. I've never watched a Bollywood movie, and I never will. I've watched more African action films than I have Indian films. What even is the content of Indian films? What even is the content? I don't even know.
I've never seen one.
I
saw a couple of T-series videos. It's probably pretty similar.
I mean, I saw that at my work. One Indian had like Biba Boys written on his back, so I looked it up. And what I found, I looked up the translation of Biba, because boys is obviously English. So I looked at Biba, and it was like, hey, this means good boys. So I looked at good boys, and Biba Boys. So it's good boys, boys. That's what Biba Boys means. Good boys, boys. And then I looked it up further, and it's actually a fucking movie about Indian gangster criminals called The Good Boy Boys.
Oh.
So, yeah. It's a Canadian film, but it's Indian.
Is it good? The Good Boy Boys?
I haven't watched it, because I've never watched any sort of Indian film ever.
I'll watch it. I like all kinds of movies. Maybe The Good Boy Boys is good.
I don't think it was rated that highly, though.
Maybe it's about capitalism.
I don't think so. I think it's about criminals. About Indian crime.
Crime is all about capitalism.
I think a lot of Indian crime would be rape. That's like the only thing I can imagine. That's like the only thing I can imagine.
Oh.
Anyways. I think I've just been restating why capitalism is good.
Yeah.
So now let's go why, and you said why capitalism is bad. What about another reason capitalism is bad?
Oh, a reason capitalism is bad.
Another one.
Oh. Capitalism is bad. Because. The thing about capitalism that I hear a lot of people say isn't a very good thing is that because the thing with capitalism is the people who have like the most money run everything, and a lot of people feel like if the people who have the most money wouldn't have the same struggles as like the common man, or know exactly what it's like, unless maybe they work their way up. But like if you were born with a lot of money and had a lot of money all your life, then you wouldn't really know. And so then they might not make the best decisions for the people. That's something I've heard a lot.
But that's why we have unions. That's why unions exist. That's why ethics boards and committees exist. People who are good at handling resources should be handling those resources. You know, you can't, like, how much, like, saying that some people had, you know, a privileged upbringing is like saying, oh, well, a way to fix this would be to make every baby born start out equal. That would be a way to fix that. But I think only a small percentage of the more radical ones would accept that. I don't think that we can really do anything with this, because people are just born in having very varying levels of difficulty starting up. And maybe they have a different sort of difficulty. How do you know that managing and owning an entire fucking corporation would be that hard? Would be very easy? It's not. It's very hard. It's very taxing.
Well, yeah, but the issue isn't that he doesn't have his own difficulties. It's that he doesn't understand the difficulties of the common man.
Yeah, but whose fault is that? It's not really anyone's fault.
Yeah, it's not.
And also, that's why we have ethics boards, committees, you know, everything like that. Union boards.
Well,
just to make it easier. And also, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's like the people who take phone calls and stuff. HR, human resources. Every company has human resources these days.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of stuff that's like kind of in protection of that already. And I think that's probably because we needed that. We did actually need stuff like that.
Yeah, we do need stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if everything were to be run by money, then what would stop the people who have all the money to get rid of all those things?
Wow. That did actually once happen, but I forget. I know that there's a lot of like legal stuff and government stuff to stop that nowadays, but there used to not be. And it was actually pretty fucking bad. Like, some guy who was in charge of the fucking railway, like, he was in charge of the railway. Like, he had all the control. And he was one business guy. And I forget what he did, but I think he just, like, stopped running the trains and put another guy out of business by the trains not running. Like, it's fucked. Like, that used to be a thing.
That's funny.
It is kind of funny.
Guy.
Fuck you and your oil
got put out of business. His whole family doesn't have any money anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Well, that's a good prank.
Yeah, that's a pretty good prank, dude. But yeah. You know, it's amazing what you can do with money. Also, money is how people with a lot of money allow for creative thinking. Do you know how that is?
How?
Because you know how hard it is to make money out of being a creative person. You can't. It's like impossible. You need like a person to give you money who likes your idea. And so you do that. And that's where that rich person has all the money. And so they either buy your painting or...
Yeah, and you gotta... It's like Hollywood, where if you want to get up in the world and you want people to listen to you, then you gotta suck some rich person's cock. And then then they'll buy your stuff.
Exactly.
That's why
Yeah, you're running
that's
an
why this
essential.
whole Me Too thing is kind of weird because like it's just expected in Hollywood that that's just what you got to do, isn't it?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I think we're
that
on
was a
something.
joke.
Yeah, yeah. It's everything we
Yeah.
say is a joke, pretty much.
Everything I say?
Everything we say.
Really?
Yeah, taking none of this serially, except for our stances on capitalism and politics. And that's it. That's the only thing you can take seriously. That's it. I said it. From now on until the end of time, you can't sue us for any joke that we made. Because it's all a joke.
Well, as long as we put that disclaimer, then I'm sure that it will be fine.
Fine. We'll do it then. More capitalism. Capitalism also makes video games, and video games are pretty good. You know,
Capitalism makes video games?
Do you really think a communist country would make video games? No. They
Yes.
wouldn't. No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
they're too busy
they
killing
have
their own
before.
people. Nah.
Yes, they have.
Nah. Nah. Proof.
They make all sorts of things in communist countries. They make movies, they make video games, they make art.
The only thing I ever saw was like Russian propaganda posters. Even the fucking Nazis had more propaganda in video than these guys.
Yeah, that's all that Russia makes is propaganda.
Well, it used to. That was the only sort of like creative thing. Everything else was like, oh shit, I'm starving. Because they killed a lot of Ukrainians who made food for them. Or no, it was the other way around. They killed Ukrainians because they had no food. The 6 million were Ukrainians.
Well, yeah, and if you don't have any food, then Ukrainians are pretty good food.
Yeah, but they're all dead and they starved to death. So now they're not really good food.
Oh no.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, looks like we don't got anything.
Yeah, I don't know very much about capitalism.
No. Well, what you do know is that you have money, is that you have a place to live, and that, you know, this is not war times. So anyone who wants to, like, get rid of you, like, they have to go through the law. They can't just be like, yeah, I saw that guy do illegal stuff and inform on the government. Then they take everything away. Because this way, you have private stuff. You know, government can't take away your house once you get one. Unless, like, you know, something
well, the
else
bank
happens.
The bank can take it away if
Yeah,
you.
but the bank's capitalist. The bank's fine. That's if you do something stupid. You can file for bankruptcy too. You know, it's not like completely heartless and cold world that we live in this capitalist society. You know.
Yeah, and the bank will only take it away if you aren't paying your mortgage.
Mm-hmm. Which is a deal you had with the bank so that you could afford it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism is built on trust and honor. Because if you trade with people and that person gives you shit every time, you're going to stop trading with him. Because fuck that guy. He gives you shit. But if some guy's like, hey, I got like cool stuff for sale of high quality, you know, do you want it? You get it.
Or they could just say, hey, we got a bunch of cheap stuff for sale for really cheap, and it looks like the good quality stuff. So do you want to buy it? And then you can buy it.
Yeah, as long as it's honest. Exactly. We're getting it.
Yeah, just like this. I got this laptop from Wish.com, and it's from China, and it's pretty shitty. and it said that it would be awesome. It said it would be an awesome laptop.
Well, first of all, you don't
it's...
look. First of all, you don't look at it and see that it's written "awesome laptop" underneath, and then buy it. Just awesome laptop. That's what it's titled. Actually, that's what it's called. It's called awesome laptop.
No, it didn't say awesome laptop. It said that it was an ultrabook. It said a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't true. I mean, they sent me a laptop that works, but
it's not an ultrabook.
It's not
Anybody
an
can name
ultrabook.
the thing anything. So, like, what features did it promise that they didn't deliver on?
What were the features?
Yeah, what features did they promise but didn't deliver on?
Well, it said that it was like an ultrabook, and it would have like a whole.
That's a name.
What?
That's a name. It's not a. It's like a brand.
No, an
It's like
ultrabook is not a brand. An
What is it?
ultrabook is it's like a notebook, like a really small laptop, but it runs at the same it runs pretty much as good as like a gaming computer, but it's like as small as a tablet, and it's really new. It's top of the line. That's not a brand. All the different brands have their own, but it's called but it's not what this laptop is. It's not an ultrabook. It said that it would have like a whole bunch of gigabytes of space. I forget how much it was, but it only has like 50 gigabytes. Which is not what it said. And a whole bunch of other stuff. I thought I'd be able to do like anything on this thing. But no, I can't.
How much did it cost?
It costed like $300, and then after I got it, I went to Amazon and found this laptop for $200 there.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't buy things from Wish.com.
Don't buy $300 laptops.
No,
like,
buy the...
Buy like $400 of laptop. That's like okay. That's like an okay area.
Wait, well, because Wish.com is supposed to help get you cheap stuff. Like, it's supposed... The ads are all like, oh, you're able to get these good quality things for really cheap. And the ad said that the laptop costed like $1,000 and that it was being sold for $300.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
So, like, don't. That's why I'm just saying don't buy from Wish.com because they lie. The whole website is stupid. They have all those ads with the nice music and everybody singing, but it's bad. I've never got. I bought a few things from there, and they're all not what. They're not as advertised at all. They're really poor quality. They come direct from China, and it's not good. So it takes months for it to get to you because they come right from China.
Jesus. They're made to order.
Yeah.
You know, some Chinese kid filing away at a fucking computer circuit board, making what he thinks is a version of an ultrabook.
Yeah.
But like it's not. It's really shitty. Goddamn. But yeah. Capitalism.
Yeah, that's what capitalism gets you. A bunch of people trying to rip you off.
I mean, but it's still based on trust.
Hmm?
It's still based on trust. Because,
Yeah.
like, that's online. But, like, you go to a store, it's like, okay, here we go. I'll give you $10 for that picture of Garfield.
Yeah. At a store, it's a little harder to do that, but yeah, over the internet or over a phone call, even, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, but actually, didn't they shut? I think fuck was it? It was something like Amazon, but it wasn't Amazon. So where people put their stuff up for sale, and then you bought it, and then you could get insurance on that thing if you bought it, and like they didn't deliver. But it turns out that they didn't need that. They could just, it happened. They didn't even need the insurance. The insurance was like, didn't do anything because everybody was so nice. Everybody delivered on what they had to offer, what they had to sell.
Oh yeah, the majority of people are good.
So maybe it's just Wish that's an asshole. Like the Wish people. Wish people are assholes. But regular people are kind of okay.
Yeah, that's why, like, on eBay, if you check, like, the majority of accounts on eBay have, like, good ratings. That's why you're able to, like, rate people's accounts on eBay so that you can go and try and see who's a scam before buying stuff from them. But it's kind of got to be, like, word of mouth and stuff to figure that sort of thing out.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Oh, Kermit the Frog here. That sounded nothing like Kermit.
I'm Kermit the Frog.
God damn it. Alright. Well, I think that was successful.
You think we covered everything?
Yeah, I think we covered all of capitalism in its entirety.
I don't think we did.
No, I think we did. No, I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we covered capitalism in all of its entirety. Everything about capitalism.
If you wanna know more about capitalism, Mumkey Jones has a really good video about capitalism, and he teaches you to make a capitalist stew in it. And that's like, if you're poor, if you don't have enough money to pay rent, he has this really good life hack where you just go to restaurants. They have free food at restaurants. You just take the ketchup packs and all those things, you bring them home. You got your salt, you got all your mustard and shit. You just mix them into a pot and cook it up, and then you got your capitalist stew for free. So,
Absolutely not. Do not do that. I will never talk to you ever again. I know a friend. Alright. And he fucking did that. He made that. Literally. We're shit in the school cafeteria. For like $5. And then someone came up to it. And then a fucking teacher came up to him. I was like, yeah, I like it. It's good. It tastes good.
Oh. In Mumkey's video, he could barely eat it. He ended up putting a little bit into his mouth and then, like, puking into the bowl because it was so bad.
Yeah, I'd imagine that was pretty bad. Goddamn. Well, yeah, but anyways, we captured capitalism in its entirety. We even tackled communism in its entirety, and Marxism too. Marxism and capitalism is not good. So don't do those things.
Yeah, Marxism and capitalism are a little different, though, because in Marxism, there would be no government either. But then in communism, they still had government.
Yeah, but still bad.
Well, I don't know, because we never actually tried Marxism.
What bullshit. Nah, we did.
Okay.
And it's bad.
Yeah, we tried to try Marxism, but it turned into communism.
Venezuela actually did Marxism. Almost 8 out of the 10 things. That makes it
like where there wasn't any government and everybody was equal.
I don't fucking know, but it did. Some place somewhere did that, and then it didn't work. So there we go.
I'd have to look into that more.
Nah, trust me.
Okay.
Instances of Marxism.
Okay, so we this is our communism episode of
No.
and
Capitalism.
that's the end of communism.
No. We talk about capitalism.
Okay,
We're
that's the end.
capitalists.
That's the end of capitalism.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, capitalism.
Bye.
I stopped. Wait, no, I didn't.